Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking the top 10 best budget cards in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM here on this list. So what I consider a budget card is somebody who is under the 50,000 MT mark and is not a free card. So I don't consider spotlight players and things like that as budget players. I did a top 10 free cards list several days ago, or a few days ago, if y'all want to go check that out. But these are all optional players who are under 50k MT and I think are the best options to buy for your team to fill some holes if you do not have a ton of MT, because all these players are pretty cheap and really good options. A lot of them are significantly under 50k. But before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 10,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload multiple videos every single day and I would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. Starting off with number 10 is going to be Kristaps Porzingis. I have loved KP for a long time. I think he's really good, but he's a little bit outdated at this point for a few reasons. I know he's 7'3" with a 7'6" wingspan, which is incredible size, and he's a great shooter with amazing shooting badges, but he's missing a lot of key badges. Limitless takeoff, posterizer, handles for days, clamp breaker. This is assuming you add badges to him. Agent 3, you can add fast twitch, quick first step, break starter to him. He doesn't have anchor, challenger, clamps, glove, interceptor, so a lot of defensive badges as well. His defensive stats are not great, but he's a very good shooter, a very solid dunker with a 90 stand dunk on that size, and then he's got decent-ish speed for a 7'3" center. I don't think 74 speed is bad. I don't think he's a liability athletically with that speed because of his size, but he's not the best defensive card in the world even at only 7'3". He is a great shooter, but the release on normal, it'd be nice if it was quicker at this point, and he doesn't have any sort of movement either. But still a very good budget card. He's just not, in my opinion, as elite as he was a couple months ago when he first came out, which, I mean, he came out over 2 months ago at this point. So still a very good card, and the next KP is probably going to be one of the best centers in the game. But for now, I don't think he goes any higher than number 10. Number 9 is going to be Andre Iguodala. I like this Iggy card as well. This is a card people don't really talk about much, but I think he's pretty good. He's 6'6" with a 6'11" wingspan at shooting guard. He's got a good player build. Hoff, Boley, fast twitch, limitless takeoff, posterizer, bunch of great defensive badges, gold anchor. The defensive stats are amazing. 95 driving dunk, 90 shot 3, 94 speed, and excel. Really good gold playmaking badges across the board. He does need break starter added. The shooting badges are decent, even though he can't get limitless range. But the one thing that I don't love about this card is the release. It's why he's a little lower on this list than the stats and badges would say that he would be, and it's because the release is a little bit slow and a tiny bit baited. Doesn't have normal leaner either, but he does move pretty well, and he's a very good slasher. So really good card, just not an elite release at a position where a release is pretty important. But outside of that, he's still very good, and I do think he's a very good card for number 9. Number 8 is going to be Serge Ibaka, one of the best budget power forwards, probably the best budget power forward outside of free cards in the game. 6'10" with a 7'4" wingspan. Hotspots from both corners, 5 Hoffs, include limitless takeoff, posterizer, anchor, pogo stick, and post lockdown. Decent speed, good shooter, very great dunker, and an elite defender with really good rebounding ability. Does need bailout, break starter, and quick first step added, but the defensive badges are really good. The interior badges on offense are great. He's obviously a great athlete. He's a super solid shooter with a solid release, normal leaner, not really much of a playmaker at all, but that is okay. Still does a ton of things incredibly well for a budget power forward, coming in at number 8. Number 7 is going to be Karl Anthony Towns. Cat is, I mean, he can play power forward as well, so I guess he's slightly better than Serge if you play him at power forward, but he can play center or power forward, does both at a pretty good level. 6'11" with a 7'3" wingspan is solid, but not next level insane size. Hot spots from 4 out of 5 spots. The shooting badges are obviously incredible. Defensive badges are solid, gold anchor, Huff, brick wall, and post lockdown. He's got the key playmaking badges that he needs, and he's got some solid slashing badges as well, including gold limitless takeoff to go with most of those interior badges. Good speed, great shooter, really solid dunker, decent defender, not great on the defensive end, but he's going to hold his own, and he's a very solid rebounder as well. So I think he's super good. But the release on normal still annoys me, to be completely honest. He doesn't move well, but because his jumper on normal is just not that great, to be completely honest. Even for a center, like, I don't love the release, which kind of is one of the main things that holds him back. But he's still a very good all-around card, and he does definitely deserve a spot pretty decently high on the list. Ricky Davis, who was one of the best cards in the game when he first came out, comes in at number 6 right now. I don't think at this point his defense is quite where you want it to be. The defensive badges are pretty mediocre. The defensive stats are solid, but not incredible either. Hoff, clamp breaker, quick first step, all the gold, and a couple good Hoff shooting badges that you could ask for. Hoff posterizer, gold bully, fast twitch, limitless takeoff, 95 driving dunk, 92 shot 3, good speed, and he's a very good shooter with a great release, normal leaner, really good sigs. So he moves very well. He's got a really good release. He's an elite offensive card, but defensively he's just kind of mediocre, to be completely completely honest. And that side of the court definitely matters too. And that is why he's only at number 6. Number 5 is going to be SGA, who gives you really good size at the point guard position at 6'6", a very good release and solid playmaking and defensive ability. 6'6" with a 6'11" wingspan, decent little dunker, no limitless takeoff, but 85 shot 3 with solid shooting badges and a good release, 92 speed and excel, Hoff clamp breaker, quick first step, bunch of great playmaking badges, and defensively super solid as well, even with no anchor and brick wall. Like I said, I love the release. SGA release on quick is really, really good. MJ dribble style as well, so he's got some pretty good movement, but good point guard with good size. Great release. That's pretty important. I like SGA a lot. Really good all-around card, too. I think he's kind of even the budget version of a guy like Penny Hardaway. So, very solid card. Comes in at number 5. Speaking of point guards, Lonzo Ball is going to come in at number 4. Not quite the offensive player that SGA is, but defensively, he's really good. 6'6" with a 6'7" wingspan. Super solid playmaking and defensive badges. Does need a quick first step added. Only bronze clamp breaker is annoying, and the shooting badges are kind of eh. The finishing badges are pretty decent. Gold fast twitch and posterizer. Silver limitless takeoff. He's got good speed. He's a very good defender. Great defensive stats to go with solid defensive badges. Again, he's got good size at 6'6". He's a pretty darn good dunker, and he'll hit open consistently as well. Release is kind of mid. It's not bad, but it's not great. Does have normal leaner though, which is really nice. The movement is okay. Draw dribble style isn't great, but it's not horrific. But he's not the best playmaker or shot maker in terms of his sigs and his release, but he's still a very decent offensive card. He's a really good, he's a very good slasher and defender, which is very nice. And I think he's just slightly better than SGA because of the value he provides defensively. So for me, comes in at number 4. Number 3 is going to be Luol Deng. I love this card. I think he's so good for his value. 6'9" with 7-foot wingspan is incredible size for a shooting guard. He's got pretty much all the gold badges that you could ask for in the game, as well as really good hoffs, gold limitless, gold quick first step, bailout, break starter, clamp breaker, anchor, brick wall, interceptor, pick dodger, pogo stick, limitless takeoff, posterizer, fast twitch. All those key gold badges, he's got them, which is really, really nice. 85 driving dunk is great. 90 shot 3 is really good. He's got decent, not great speed, but he's a really, really good defender, and obviously has great size at the 2. Really solid release. No normal leaner, but that's okay. The sigs are pretty good as well. Lillard behind the back is super nice, and I like this Donovan Mitchell size up to go with MJ dribble style. So overall, Luol Deng's a great card, and I think he's one of the best budget cards in my team. But top 2 are going to be pink diamonds. Number 1 being Marc Gasol, coming in at the number 2 spot. Really good big. 7'1" with a 7'4" wingspan, can play power forward, can play center. He's great at both. I'm playing him as center, so backup center on my God squad, or my No Money Spent squad right now. But hot spots from both corners, as well as a couple up at the top of the key. Hoff limitless, catch, corner, masher, post spin, and then a ton of good defensive badges. The playmaking badges are really solid as well, although he does need quick first step. And he's not the fastest card in the world, but he's a great interior defender, super solid rebounder, good dunker, and a great shooter with a super fast release. It's a little weird like looking, but once you get the timing down, he is absolutely knocked down. And I am really consistent shooting the ball with this Marc Gasol card. I think he's very good, and honestly very underrated as well. Definitely one of my favorite cards that I've used at the center position this year, to be completely honest. The more I use him, the more I like him. He's really impressive, and he's a top 2 budget card in my team, I think. But number 1 is going to be AK-47. I think he's a top 5 small forward in my team right now for a couple reasons. Number 1, at the small forward position, especially with all the new playmakers they've added at the guard spots recently, I think he is so good. Like, I'm a massive fan of this card. 6'9" with a 7-foot wingspan. Hot spots from basically everywhere. 10 hoffs, include clamp breaker and quick first step, in addition to incredible defensive badges all the way around. The defensive stats are also insane, so he's one of the best defensive cards in the game. The Hoff clamp breaker and quick first step are super nice. He's got solid finishing and solid shooting ability as well, even with no limitless range. He's got a pretty good release on quick, normal leaner, MJ dribble style. There is so much to like about this card, but the defense is the best part of it. Great size, great defense, one of the best cards on that end of the court in the game, and he's really solid offensively, and that's all you got to do as a small forward, considering your point guard and your shooting guard are going to do most of your playmaking unless it's Tim Thomas. But yeah, with that being said, this is my top 10 budget cards in my team right now. Let me know what you think of my list or of my team in the comment section down below. And yeah, like I said, that's going to do it for this video. So hopefully y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.